This is my crowd.
And me.
Hi, my name is Nick Cantera. I'm going to give you a capabilities brief on the Gray Eagle unmanned aircraft system. 729. That's the number of aviation-related deaths in both the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan combined. 729. That's a lot of people that could have been saved if we would have been doing some of those missions using an unmanned aircraft. I'm going to teach you about the Gray Eagle unmanned aircraft. The Gray Eagle is a medium-sized unmanned aircraft system with a 56-foot wingspan and a 27 feet long nose to tail. It's about 7 feet tall, and it has roughly a 16-hour endurance. Okay, so it can fly nonstop 16 hours from launch to recovery. Its primary uses is for reconnaissance, surveillance, target, and acquisition of targets on the ground. So essentially, there's a full motion video camera that is mounted to the nose of the aircraft, and it is meant to provide overwatch for ground troops to identify bad guys digging holes in roads and placing IEDs, and other numerous, targets of opportunity of bad guys doing things. Some of the other capabilities we can do is GMTI, ground movement target indicator. So we have a radar that can sense and track targets moving at a predestined speed or size, and if it notices anything moving at that size, you'll get an indication on your screen, and you can cross-view your camera and see what it is. This was very beneficial in Iraq because they had a curfew. So after 11 o'clock at night, people weren't supposed to be out. So normally if people are out at that time, they're doing bad things, right? The Gray Eagle can help identify that and help identify bad guys. Some of its other capabilities is we have a laser designator. So we can fire our own Hellfire missiles, which is a laser-guided missile, or we can laze for other airborne platforms, whether it be an Apache helicopter, an A-10 Warthog, and other numerous things that use laser-guided missiles. Okay, so we can be 5 kilometers off target. They can be 5 kilometers off target, nowhere in a grave danger of that ground, that tank, that person with a air-to-ground or from a ground-to-air missile or anything, and we can launch a missile and take that target out. Very, very good weapon systems. We can carry 4 Hellfires. That is our primary missile and our primary weapon of choice. It's a laser-guided missile whose intent is for vehicles, tanks. That's what it's intended to destroy. However, we have used it for personnel in the past. Its ranges. We can fly this aircraft in line of sight, meaning that the dish that's on the ground next to the shelter that's controlling the aircraft have to maintain line of sight with that aircraft at all times. In that platform, or in that capability, you have 350 kilometers, roughly. What we found is that it's very terrain dependent. We've usually only been able to get about 100 to 150 kilometers based off of that. We can also fly in SATCOM, what we call SATCOM, which is satellite communications. It's a bigger dish, shoots the signal from the shelter to the SATCOM dish, to the sky, the satellite in the sky, back down to the aircraft. You have a delay with inputs, however, you can fly unlimited range away from where you are actually sitting. It's really fuel dependent. Okay? Cost. That's another big benefactor to this Gray Eagle. It's about $12.5 million anywhere. That's the rough, medium, average cost of this aircraft when we're flying downrange. Depending on the platform, the payload that you have on board, it can go anywhere up to about 20 million or anywhere down to about 7 million. Just depends on what you're carrying. But based off of experience in the past, 12.5 million is about the medium. And the big thing is, it's unmanned. You don't have people up in the sky getting shot at with that risk of life. That's the big thing that unmanned aircraft provide, and the Gray Eagle is the biggest and best at it right now. So what I'm going to close with is that number again, 729 deaths between the 2 wars, Iraq and Afghanistan, we've lost to aviation accidents. You don't have that with the UAS. And there's my crowd. One more time.